what does the Pink Panther represent for you?
Well, an opportunity to do physical comedy, first of all, and an opportunity to work with great actors and to make people laugh.
What do you think is so funny about the French? Like, what makes them so...
Well, I don't find them funny. I don't feel we're making fun of the French. I like, every character is unique, and I think that because Inspector Clouseau is French, it doesn't mean we're making fun of the French. It means we have a funny character who is French. So I love Paris. I've been going there my whole life. Love the food, love the people, love the streets, love the shops, love the museums.
Peter Sellers did this movie a while back. So how did he inspire you in the role of Inspector Clouseau?
Well, Peter Sellers defined the character. He had the mustache. He had the bad accent. He brought the kind of arrogance of the character, the character's confidence, and all those qualities I've drawn on. It's sort of like James Bond, I think. Sean Connery really defined the class of James Bond, and actors have been doing that in subsequent films forever now.
What can we look forward to in the second Pink Panther that's different than the first?
Well, it's a completely different story, and it's all new, all dancing, all singing, all new gags. Really, it's a whole new story.
And tell us about the cast.
Delighted to work with not only returning Jean Reno and Emily Mortimer, who are so great and so essential to the core of the movie, and of course John Cleese, the great English comedian, Andy Garcia, Alfred Molina, Jeremy Irons. I'm looking at the list there. Aishwarya Rai, who's a very famous Bollywood actress. I don't know if is Bollywood considered an insult? They call it themselves, right? And she's so famous she can't walk down the street in India. And also a very, very sweet person. Everyone on the movie was cordial and funny and happy to be there, and it was a delight to work with everyone.
And pretty much all of them have done different genres of film, like drama.
Yes, most of them are dramatic actors, except for John Cleese. Look at Jean Reno. He's one of the great French dramatic actors. And Emily Mortimer, one of the great English dramatic actresses. And here we are all doing comedy together. And it's delightful. It's the perfect combination, I think.
What is your most memorable moment in France?
In France? Well, I had a beautiful meal with my wife and her parents at Tour d'Argent. And they gave us a superb table that overlooked Notre Dame and was a perfect meal. And afterwards we were allowed to tour the wine cellar down below, which had 500,000 bottles of wine. And it had been there since before World War II. And they had sealed it up when the Nazis took over Paris, and it was never discovered because those Nazis wanted that wine. And it was a delightful evening.
The set of the movie was really beautiful.
Yes, they really did a good job. We shot in Paris, which is naturally beautiful, and then we actually went to Boston, where they had some beautiful interiors. That whole last scene where I'm with the fire and the fire hose and everything was shot in Boston in a lobby of a theater, which is amazing. I mean, it looks so French. And, America really tried to build beautiful buildings that rivaled Europe during the 19th century. And they did a good job.
Yeah, you would think Boston looks more like England, but I guess there's some parts.
Well, we didn't shoot much exterior in Boston. We had one thing where we had to put little French street lamps around to make it look like France, but it was mostly interiors. And there's like the Pope's bedroom was the Boston Public Library. Yeah.
Oh, how is that being a pope for a minute there?
Well, that was fun. And the guy, I'm sorry I forgot his name. The guy who played the Pope was so good. He's actually the director, Harold Zwart, brought him over from Norway. And he's a great European actor. And I was so pleased the way he played it. It was so straight. You really believed he was the Pope. you know, and he knew how to look at this crazy guy who came into his life.
How is it to work with Jean Reno?
Jean Reno is, first of all, a brilliant dramatic actor. He's also one of the nicest guys in the world. He's a connoisseur. He's extremely funny. You know, he knows how to kid around, and he's just delightful. And he always surprises people because he stays very stoic, and then he'll say something hilarious. He's also, you know, he guided us through Paris, taking us to the most fattening restaurants in all of Paris. And he always made sure the cheese tray was there and the wine was right and the dessert tray was on the way. And he's a very respected guy. I really love him.
So tell us about your new CD.
Oh, I have a banjo record coming out. It's called The Crow. I've been playing the banjo my whole life, 5-string banjo. And I wrote all the songs, and we have Dolly Parton and Vince Gill singing on there. I'm singing a song, kind of a comedy song, and it's a serious record of serious music. But you know, the banjo is a lighthearted, happy instrument that can sometimes be melancholy, and it's very exciting for me to have a record coming out.